Well, hey everybody, it's Romania Black, and not only are we starting season 4 of NATSUME YUUJINCHOU, not only are we starting a new season, not only are we talking about a manga volume that was related to the last season, but we've also got comments to go through, and it's a two-parter. So, hooray! Happy holidays with Natsume! It's Romania Black, and I'm so excited for this video. I wanted to make sure I had plenty of time this evening because we're going to be talking about volume 7 of the manga, first of all, and then we have comments to talk about, and then we are also going to be watching 2 episodes back to back. So, which is so exciting because the moderators have told me when I started season 4, they're like, you're going to need to watch episodes 40 and 41, episodes 1 and 2 of season 4 back to back. And I'm like, okay, I'm so excited. But yes, so it's going to be a fun time regardless. But yeah. So I want to talk about the comments first from previous episodes. As I'm recording this, I have looked at episode 9 of season 3's Patreon comment, and I've looked at episode 8 on YouTube, or episode 8 on Patreon as well. I haven't gotten to, the moderators have been busy, so I haven't gotten to episode 8 on YouTube. So I will be catching up as we go, of course, but I want to watch ahead because I'm really, really excited. So, and there'll be plenty of time to catch up, and we also have a volume to cover, so there was a lot to do, so I was like, I need to go ahead and record ahead while I have time, because episodes like these that are two-parters genuinely take up a lot of time, so. And I don't want to waste your time, so let's dive into it. Sunspots and Sarah had a couple of comments. Sunspots had comments about episode 8 and episode 9. Sunspots said, with episode 8, I love the Natsume and Little Fox parallels as they tried to help, and the episode is all about wanting and needing to be useful. Also wanting to reach out and connect with someone, but not wanting to be a bother. My heart. This whole series of episodes these past few weeks have been very intent on attempting that last 2-minute critical hit on Romania. Yes, they have been. I was just saying the other day with March Comes In Like a Lion. March Comes In Like with a Lion and Natsume both have got that 2-minute critical ratio where at the end of the episode, I'm doing great, everything's wonderful, and in the last 2 minutes, the show's like, do you want to sob? And I'm like, no! So Natsume and March Comes In Like a Lion have done the same thing to me. They have just wrecked me, and I'm like, how? Also, in the dub, in this episode, in episode 8, Shigeru calls Madara lazy bones, which is hilarious to me. He's a darling. With episode 9, Sunspot says, I especially loved the presentation and structure of the scenes in this episode. The constant switching between perspectives, the playing with the context, because everything Natsume experiences is so different. And in this episode, episode 9, there's an interesting view of cognitive and mental loads. Natsume has to keep track of what's going on from 3 different angles, at least at all moments in time. 1, knowing that whatever is happening could be yokai related. 2, behaving in a way that raises the least suspicion and resolves the problem and keeps people and the yokai safe. And 3, just trying to exist normally. That is truly a lot. Yeah, I feel like last season was all about Natsume realizing that he wants to balance this, being this liaison between the yokai and the humans, and he wants to exist and coexist with both realms. But we also saw in some of those episodes last season how difficult that can be, and I feel we're just scratching the surface. So that was good to note from Sunspots. And then Sarah CE5WR says, the ending of episode 8 hit really hard because Natsume and Madara are both physically hurt, but also Natsume had to witness someone trample on his feelings of compassion. Compassion that was always there, but became more evident to him over these past 3 seasons. And so meeting someone like Matoba in episodes 6 and 7 must be jarring for our sweet and innocent Natsume. Also, I forget that Notori has an album. If you go back to the previous episodes, Notori has his own jazz OST that plays whenever he's doing something flirtatious or non-exorcist related. Mental note taken that Natsume is also quite athletic. So yeah, we're going to talk about that with these manga volumes, but thank you, Sarah and Sunspots, for those comments. I thought those were really well to pertain to what's going on in the series. But look, the moderators told me when I finished season 3, with season 2, I had volumes 3, 4, 5, and 6 covering covering season 2, and as we find out, an episode of season 3. So I was like, well, that's 4 manga volumes for the season. Okay. So I asked the moderators for season 3's content, what manga volumes should I read? And Plor was like 7 and 8. And I was like, that's only 2. That's only 2. And Plor was like, that's all you get to read. So that tells me one of 2 things, and I have not read volume 8 yet. That's going to be next week, but that tells me one of 2 things. One, either a lot of season 3 were anime only content, or 2, some of the events of season 3 are going to happen in the manga alongside events of season 4. And I can't read those moments yet because they're all interspliced together. Kind of like what happened with episode 4 of season 3. The contents of that episode in episode 4 took place with the manga that happened with season 2. So things are a little out of place. So time will tell with the end of this season, season 4, which one of my hunches is correct. If it's all anime only content, or if there's some tied in with season 4 that I can't look at yet. I'll know more next week after I look at volume 8. That's for sure. But here's the thing. Volume 7 covers 4 episodes of season. Volume 7 of the manga covers 3 episodes of season 3. Only 3 episodes. Episode 4 was covered back with the manga alongside season 2. It's the episode where Natsume meets the yokai that he knew from the past that was like standing in the road trying to scare him and get to know him. Yeah, that manga content was back with season 2. And episode 4 of season 3 covered it. No. Volume 7 only covers the contents of episodes 6 and 7 with Matoba and the final episode of season 3. What? So episodes 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There are 8 episodes of season 3 that volume 7's manga does not cover. And I'm going to be curious if 8 episodes are crammed into volume 8, or like I said, how much of it's anime only, how much of it is in the manga with season 4. And I don't want to know your answer, so don't tell me. I'll find out with episode 8 and then with volume 8 and then at the end of season 4. But that's just mind-blowing to me. What the fudge? I'm going to be keeping track. Because so far, up until season 3, the manga has covered all the content of season 2, all the content of season 1, and there wasn't really much anime-only content, just little transitional things. But this is the first time with volume 7, I was like, so we just have three episodes covered in this volume. Okay. So I want to go through the manga and talk with you all about it. First of all, I love the cover. The cover of volume 7 is Natsume and Matoba. I like a lot about this cover. I like the arrows. The 2 arrows that he's holding is very interesting. One, those arrows fired at Madara as well as Natsume. One was fired at Madara and also hit Natsume in the process. The other one was fired at the yokai that was trying to hurt Natsume. So interesting. I also love that Matoba's in black and Natsume's in white. Get us that contrast of their hair and their clothing. And you have Matoba with the arrows that are meant to hurt someone. And then you have the Book of Friends. So the contrast in this cover, this is probably one of my favorite covers in the manga series so far. I love it so much. And you can see the little talisman with Madara on it. Lovely. So, but yeah, that part's really cool. And so our cover page is also, I'm assuming this is Reiko, that is with their broomstick standing beside the grave, right? And then we contrast that with, I love Natsume's kimono with Madara on it. It's so good. It's so good. The Madara on the kimono, top notch. Also, it looks like they're holding a bow or staff, so do with that what you will. Will Natsume gain mystical items like a staff or something in the seasons to come? Only time will tell. But yeah, I thought that this is really interesting. It covers episodes 6 and 7, first of all, which are a lot of fun. We basically see the same setup and everything. I will point out, this one image is when the one yokai drops Natsume and he lands on Madara in episode 6. If you look, Madara has the little squid in his mouth from the festival. Freaking adorable and hilarious. I loved that to pieces. That frame is so fun. And then he like spits out the fried squid whenever Natsume lands on him, which is great, right? So I also like that when they're talking to the yokai after Natsume, and Madara both get up. I like the way that Reiko is presented. The yokai describes Reiko as being arrogant, no mercy, and the boss saying, "Your name is mine, bow to me." And Reiko is shown very intimidating. Now, this is the yokai's perspective of Reiko. From what we, the audience, have seen of Reiko, it might not be an accurate representation. And Natsume's like, "Yep, that's my grandma." But it's interesting to see how the yokai perceive her compared to what we've seen as the audience. So I did want to go back through the author's notes. So here's the first one. Hello, I'm Midori Kawa. This is my 15th total graphic novel and the 7th for Natsume. I get so overwhelmed with emotion every time I write in this space. I don't even know how to thank everyone. I thought I'd get less nervous as I got older, but it looks like this is how I'm going to be for life. As usual, I might gush so much that my topics jump all over the place, but I hope that you'll be patient with me. I'd like to thank all of the readers, editors, and the people in the editorial department for supporting me and making this possible. Yeah, how insane! 7 volumes, and we got lots to go, right? So I wanted to also point out this panel right here where the yokai says, "My friends are like my family. I have to protect the few who still remain." I talked about it in the anime for episode 6, but the panel really hits home in Natsume's reaction because the yokai in that moment, Natsume sees themselves in her. He's like, yeah, my friends, the Fujiwaras and my classmates, they are like family and I don't have a lot of them. So I want to keep the ones that I do have safe. And that leads Natsume to kind of feel that connection with the yokai, right? So then, yeah, I also like that Madara points out, because Natsume is like contemplating what to do, and Madara's like, "You look depressed no matter what you decide to do. What a big difference from Reiko, who always had a smirk on her face." And then Natsume kind of smiles melancholy at that. I feel like that's interesting. Natsume seems less like he hides his emotions, whereas Reiko just plastered on the fake smile all the time. And Natsume's a little bit more genuine about showing how he feels. And Madara comments on that, like tongue in cheek. So I thought that was really cool. But anyway, also anime, it's one of the best moments of episode 6, but the moment that we see Natori next to the big poster that says "unloved," yeah, that doesn't happen in the manga. That's an anime exclusive. Instead, Natori just is sitting on just a little side, sitting on a little corner there, not by the unloved. And then that's when Nanase shows up to talk to him. But I thought that was really funny. Very funny. We also get the idea, we get to see Natori call back to the Fujiwaras and ask where Natsume is. And that's when Nanase says, "My boss Matoba is in the area as we speak. He wanted to go check on something, so he took a couple servants." And Natori's like, "I gotta check in and make sure Natsume is okay." And that's when we meet Matoba. Now, as the volume goes on, Matoba starts to look more and more like their anime counterpart, and the Suabe effect starts to show. But here, when you first meet Matoba, it's almost like the mangaka hadn't quite decided. Like their eyes are a little bit more almond, a little bit more narrower, but they start to enhance their look as the series goes, and they get like this more like presence to them. But we get to meet Matoba. Matoba is the central figure of volume 7. And I haven't read the author's notes yet, so I'm going to be curious to see what the author says about them. Anyway, here's part 2. The fan book, part 1. Having a Natsume anime gave us the opportunity to make an official fan book. I feel so much indescribable joy from having someone pick up my work and make something like this. For it's very fun, cute, and humorous, so please check it out. It was a good opportunity for me to write up simple profiles for the characters. They're only rough guides, so if they sound different from what you imagined the characters to be like, please feel free to imagine them as you see fit. Basically, that's suggesting that it's not canon. Basically, the mangaka is saying, you know what? I just had to write these profiles up for the book. Don't read too much into them. If you don't think that they're correct, they're probably not. That's actually hilarious. I know some mangaka treat like character profiles, like their birth, their blood type, all of that very seriously, and they base their characters upon that. This mangaka with Natsume does not seem like they're that type of person. They're not like a mangaka that's like, yes, the blood type of this person is indicative of their character. They don't seem like that at all. They're just like, I had to give him a birthday, so here it is. Which is interesting to me. But yeah, so I thought that was really funny. But yeah, I also love there's two frames in here when Notori is putting on his smolder and charm. I love the English translation changes the font of whatever he's saying. He's like, and he says, "Oh, I'm fine. A lack of sleep isn't going to diminish my beautiful smile one bit. Don't worry." And then Natsume says, "Well, you're clearly sleep deprived. Do you even realize what's coming out of your mouth? Are you sure you're okay?" And Madara's like, "Really? It sounds like he usually does." That part was really funny to me. And then when they show him going towards the udon stand, he like has his glasses off and there's the sparkles and stuff. Every time the mangaka draws Notori with the sparkles, you pan over and Madara and Natsume both have that look of, huh. They both look like, if you've ever watched Soul Eater, they both look like people's reactions to Excalibur. It was maybe my favorite character in Soul Eater. Excalibur. Like just, yes. Speaking of beautiful, I love chapter 25, Matoba's kimono in this. What it looks like with the big giant O's and the circles on there, it looks like one of those moths that it looks kind of like a lunar moth. But it also looks like one of those moths who the eyes on the wings of the moth are meant to scare away predators, showing that the moth is not actually that strong, but it uses this presence to scare away those around it. I thought that was really interesting, and I wondered if maybe it was a sign because Matoba is an exorcist, right, and uses tools and trinkets. But we know from watching the series that Natsume was born with this ability to actually hit yokai and to physically harm them. He doesn't need the trinkets or the talismans, but the other exorcists do because they're physically weak against yokai. So I didn't know if the giant like eyes on the sleeves of the kimono were meant to make Matoba, it was supposed to be like a visual representation that he's like one of those predator moths that scares away animals that would hurt it. And it's just like, is it a meta sign that Matoba is just using intimidation through the talismans and his persona to allude to the fact that he's actually a lot weaker than he looks? We'll just have to see, won't we? But I really liked that cover a lot. One of my favorite things about chapter 25 and getting into the contents of episodes 6 and 7 is looking and seeing how visibly frustrated Natsume is. And Natsume is just glaring at Matoba through most of this volume. And to see Natsume genuinely mad at Matoba is just, it's such a great thing. It's so cool to see Natsume showing expression like this. And I love seeing it in the manga. So part 3, the fan book, part 2, notes from the author. Says, personally, I worked on the first episode imagining Natsume to be around 10th grade. I was debating whether to put him in 9th grade and show him advancing a year, but since the magazine is bi-monthly, the seasons passed by until it became a moot point and it didn't match graduation season anymore. When the anime was in development, I had a conversation with the director and the other staff, and we decided that 10th grade seemed right for him. So that's what we're going to do in the manga too. The other stats came to light in a similar fashion. Natsume and his friend Nishimura are supposed to be within half an inch of each other. So if he looks too tall or too short in some scenes, please just poke me in a letter. So Natsume is technically, what is that, a second year? Essentially, he's a second year in school, so he's not worried about exams or what to do after graduation and all that. That sounds about right. Okay. Or, yeah, he's just not ready for graduation yet. Anyway, so we do find out a little bit extra that I didn't remember from the anime. We find out that the woman that was trying to resurrect the yokai, we find out that she's a skilled exorcist that used to be a colleague of Notori's. I didn't remember that from the anime, so I feel like they might have glossed over that, but he's one of Notori's colleagues. And then, of course, her servant was eaten by one of Matoba's yokai. And Natsume makes the connection back to, like, the crow yokai and all of that. Author's note, part 4, free premiums. I'm thankful that there have been more opportunities for Natsume merchandise freebies that come with the manga magazine. Stuffed animals, charm straps, accessories, so many things made with tender loving care, and drama CDs with wonderful scripts and a fabulous cast. As a manga artist, I don't get many chances for carousing and frolicking like this. So please, especially if you're a fan of Nyanko Sensei, check out the Lala Monthly for them. Will say, there's been some pictures posted on the Discord of like pop-up cafes in Japan right now with season 7, which I am eons away from, but really excited about. If I lived in Japan, I would have no money because I would have no money and no space for anything because I'd be using all my money to go to all these pop-up cafes and being like, oh, you get a plushie of Nyanko Sensei with this burger? Yes, please. And I would just be spending all my money. How y'all in Japan budget? Y'all have a lot of self-discipline, or you're all broke so you can't help it. I just love it. I love the concept of it. It's great. So yeah, also we see in the manga, Natsume getting hurt, and I like the way they portrayed Madara. The mangaka portrays Madara's like head turning black, and they look more dog-like and kind of feral in that moment, which is great. But also, the creature that is summoned in episode 7, the manga version of it is absolutely terrifying. It also looks so derpy. It looks like that meme that's been on the internet where it shows like the people looking up at the sky and they're like, and then the person's like, you didn't shoot for shit, or like something like that. It's that meme. That's what that yokai looks like in that moment. It's kind of crazy, but I thought it was kind of goofy in a very creepy and intimidating way. So yeah, then we have Matoba. Matoba just gets kind of sexier as the manga goes on, but I'm like, you're kind of a jerk, so I don't like you. Your sexiness won't work on me, Suabe. But Notori tries to tell Natsume to stay behind with the former colleague, and the moment that Natsume is like, I'm going to help you out too to get the yokai because 2 is better than 1, right? The look that Notori gives him, because they want to work together, you can't convince me that Notori doesn't like Natsume, but he also knows Natsume is way too young, so the ongoing angst of Notori, and of course Matoba is super intrigued by Natsume as well, especially after he finds out that he's Reiko's grandson. So Natsume has this contemplation, right, about the yokai, and he says some yokai do everything they can to save their friends. Some people have bonds with yokai deep enough that the loss devastates them, and he's like trampling them for their goals. How could they not care? And then Notori tells Natsume, he's like, don't be bothered. These are just exorcists. These people exist. And you've lived in kind of this little bubble your whole life. And now you're seeing the rest of the story. And in that moment, we cut to Natsume saying, what if the person who holds the Book of Friends starts thinking like those exorcists? If the book fell into the wrong hands, no, I'm not like him. I have Sensei with me, and Mr. Notori and Hiragi, and that's when he's like hugging Madara in that moment. So I feel like Natsume is constantly going to be tested to see if he is like the Exorcist, or if he can rise above it and be different than them, which I think is really neat. So that's like 3/4 of the volume is just the content of episodes 6 and 7, which is really great. It's the first time that the manga really has a through thread and actually focuses on a singular story instead of just being a bunch of vignettes, which is a cool transition, and I wasn't expecting it. Again, we have 8 episodes that aren't talked about in this volume, and I can only read volume 8 next week for season 3 content, so I'm going to be curious how many of the 8 episodes left are covered in volume 8. Maybe all of them. We'll see. But the rest of this volume deals with episode 13, which is the season finale that we looked at last week. Also, it cuts out like all the stuff with Natsume seeing his friends at school and all the stuff about Sasada being there. Remember when I was like, is she actually there? Is this manga? Is this anime only? It's all anime only. The rest of the content of volume 7 has no Taki, no Tanuma, no other classmates, no Sasada, no comparison of Natsume hanging out with them versus hanging out with the yokai. It's all Natsume hanging out with the yokai and them wanting to get a party going on the full moon to celebrate, in memory of Lord Natsume at the old shrine. And then they take him over there and they play shadow tag. That's literally the rest of the content that happens. And it's there, which is so wild to me. And I love that the yokai end up saying, we've taken a fancy to you, so that's how it goes. We'll keep you safe. You may be weak, but that's what we're here for. So I'm going to be very curious to see what volume 8 will give us, because volume 7 seem to show Natsume's tie with the yokai and how precious the yokai are to him, how much he wants to keep helping them. So I'm going to be curious next week when we look at volume 8 if that part is going to be dealing with the human side of things, because like the episodes with Taki and her grandfather and the broken mirror, the episodes that deal with Taki and Tanuma and Natsume hanging out together weren't shown in this volume. So I'm going to be curious if they're shown next volume with those as well. We'll see. The one weird thing was that there was an extra side story that was included. The art style is a little bit different, but it's about Yajima and this girl that he likes. And it's just like a little one-shot side story, which is fine. It's cute. It's very bittersweet because we find out by the end of it that the girl that Yajima likes, she likes somebody else. And the worst part is he knows that that guy is really good. And so he's like, well, I can't tell you to not date him because he's actually a nice guy, but I'm not going to give up. I'm going to, still be here for you in case if, that relationship doesn't work out. So yeah, so the afterword. Thank you for reading. I'm sorry there wasn't much new material specific to the graphic novel release this time. Please read this afterword at the end to avoid spoilers. In the 7th volume, we're starting to allude to some ominous stuff. I'm curious to see how Natsume thinks about and reacts towards the negative aspects of humanity that he'd like to ignore, like weakness and greed. Because Natsume is not greedy, and he's strong. So him having to deal with characters that are not that is going to be very interesting, right? Alluding to some ominous stuff. That's all. That's all. So then, here were the mangaka's notes. Here was Midori Kawa's notes on chapters 23, 24, and 25, The Inhuman Thing. I didn't have a chance to write a story about Matoba until now, due to past page constraints or manga cycling issues in the magazine. I had fun when I finally got around to it. Matoba's appearance means Notori's hardships become more obvious. Notori settled upon his current philosophy after a bit of reflection. But then he sees Natsume wrestling with the same choices and slogging through the same place that he used to be. And it's both amusing and frustrating at the same time for him. Natsume might realize this and not be able to presume so much on his kindness. Natsume and Notori are left with a problem, so I hope to take my time drawing them dealing with it. I love that. I love the idea of Notori seeing like his younger self in Natsume and wanting to help Natsume make what he believes is the right decision. But Natsume and Notori are different people. So also notice cleverly that the mangaka did not say much about Matoba at all. They're keeping him in the dark quite a bit. And I'm like, how dare you? So special episode 7, Natsume's Book of Games, or Natsume's Book of Play as it's called in the anime. I wanted to let Natsume enjoy himself for the first time. It only took us 7 volumes and 3 seasons to get here. And I think the yokai also enjoy playing the game of humbling themselves to the young Lord Natsume. It's similar to a rookie being thrown into a drinking party with the company's top managers. Both sides roll their eyes at each other, but I hoped they could have some fun. And then A Midsummer Sigh. This is one of my early works, so I'm a little embarrassed. This was my first stab at a romantic story back when I didn't have much experience with it. It's a little messy, but its energy is so nostalgic. I was assigned to do this story out of the blue, and I was at a loss at first, but I do remember that the story was a labor of love. While I was strawing about going to see the fireflies, I felt that I wanted to draw stories about yokai too. This story contained many of the prototypes of my future manga. I was gonna say there is a little bit of in Yajima in the Midsummer Sigh. There's a little bit of Natsume in him. He's also kind of athletic. So until I realized this was a side story, I was like, are these Natsume's parents? They're in a lot of the side stories that are just prototypes for what the mangaka ends up doing with Natsume. I keep wondering if they're like parents of the characters, but they really are, in a metaphorical sense, the parents of these characters we see before us. They're just like the prototypes that get evolved later on to become the characters we see in the story. So yeah. But anyway, I really liked Volume 7. Volume 7, like the pacing of it went fast. Reading, I read it this afternoon and was like, oh dang, I'm flying through this because it's a lot. It's very much the same contents of episodes 6 and 7 and 13. and the pacing's just really sharp. So I'm really proud of the mangaka for doing that. But yeah, so sorry that took 30 minutes to get through, and I know we have 2 episodes to go on with, but what we're probably gonna do is check out the OP, check out ye old OP for we'll check out the OP for episode 1 of season 4. I probably won't watch the ED. I'll probably go straight into the next episode. And then we'll see the ED at the end, and we'll probably get a chance to watch the OP again. But I'm super excited, y'all. I cannot wait to see what's going to happen. I'm assuming there's probably not going to be any in-credit scenes for episode 1. Maybe, possibly, we hope. But we're just going to dive right into episode 40 and 41, or episodes 1 and 2 of season 4. Oh my gosh, y'all. I'm so excited. And we are going to make sure that everything is right. Cool. And we're going to do that here in 3, 2, 1. And let's go. A new OP. This almost sounds like a country jam. What? Oh. Oh, is this kid Natsume? Or is this looks like a little kid, Natsume. Oh. Oh. Oh, that's him when he's older. And Sasana's still around. Oh, nice. Oh, the Kappa and the little fox. And Mitsuru and Hinoue. I like the idea of Natsume walking alongside both the yokai and the humans. And they're all seen at the same time. Oh my god, that's adorable. This feels very folksy. What a folksy opening. What a folksy opening, you say? Aw, and there's Shigure and Toko. Shigure gets to be in the OP too now. Yay! Shut up with this wholesome family in the OP. Don't you betray us, show. Uh-huh. Lies. Okay, a meteor shower. Right. Do you? Oh my god. Yeah, don't get worried about marriage yet. I mean, he just said soulmates, not spouse. Oh, of course. Yes. I love that he's like, oh, your soulmate, huh? Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Oh no. Okay. Is this a trap, Natsume? Natsume captured. I think that's what that said. What? No. What is this yokai? Oh. Oh no. I don't like the fact that these yokai know that he has the book, right? Uh-oh. Ooh. Oh, I love it. Yeah! Good animation. Man, we're back from the 480p days. Oh, what? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh shit. No shit. Are they exorcists or are they yokai? Oh no. Oh thank God. Oh thank God. Yes. Oh, are they yokai? Oh my God. Drinking sake. He looks so plump. Yeah, we haven't seen that yet. That's no good. Okay. Mm-hmm. Man, going back to all of these. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yes. They're not too different from humans, except the humans don't know about the Book of Friends yet. Yeah, it was very different than the norm. Probably. So when all of the names are done, are you going to burn the book? After they've all been released? Yeah! There's our trio! Oh. Oh no. Oh. He has these two groups of friends that are like, one group knows and the other doesn't. Yeah. Oh. Well, yeah. Oh. Oh. And then you understood because you cared about him and you know that they would worry about him too. Oh. I mean, boyfriend material right there. Oh. Right. And you worry. Yeah, they don't worry like you do because of what you know. Yes. Yes. Oh. Yeah, and that's probably what's going to be addressed this season, I'm sure. Oh my God. Yeah, why not? Oh shit, why? Oh shit, why? But why? Oh no! Oh no, no! Oh shit. Oh! Oh, I don't like this at all! I don't like them chasing and stalking after him at all! She's ignored! Even when she's anime only! Oh yeah, shit. Oh my god. Oh crap. We're just starting this season right off the bat. Oh my god, but why? And I don't like this like ominous alming. Oh my god, why? I don't like. Yeah, that's not a good thing. The frog boyfriend. Ooh. Uh-oh. Oh. Uh. Oh, well, shit. Something not very nice. Yeah, what? Oh, crap. I don't like this at all. Oh. Oh, shit. What? Yeah, no. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, who's your master? Who would that be? Oh, my God. Oh, oh, sweetheart. Oh, sweetheart. Sweetheart. Oh my god. Yeah, get away from them. They're like the orange creatures in Labyrinth chasing after him. Only they're slightly more intimidating. Uh-oh. That talisman reminded me of Notori, but... Oh! Uh-oh. Yeah, I don't like this. Probably. Was it Notori or was it somebody else? Oh shit! Oh no! Why is this creepy? Is it their master? Oh my god! That... Oh! Oh no! Nope! What? Oh! Oh shit! Bitch, no! Oh no! Oh, it's him already! Oh. Oh. Oh my god. Shit. Shit! Oh my god, we already have him back in this? It's not been that long! Ah! Oh my god. Oh, okay. Right. Oh my god, no! Madara, no! Shit! Damn it! Oh my god, why? Don't go in the spooky abandoned house. Like, just check it from the outside. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god! Why? Quit tying Natsume up! Why do y'all tie him up? Why does Natsume always have to get tied up? Every time. Oh my god, love it. Get out, bitch. Also, it's a yokai, but maybe it can't get through there. Is Madara in one of them? Good job. All your Eagle Scout training has paid off, Natsume. Why were you getting locked in Matoba's basement? He's a child, Matoba! He's a young man! Quit hoarding minors in your basement, Matoba! Yeah, what about the Book of Friends? Shit, we just talked about how in the manga the Book of Friends don't need to be given by them. Oh. Shit. Oh no. Oh my god! Go, go, go! Oh, he knows. Oh my god. Shit! Shit! We have the Exorcist clan leader! No! You're dealing with a whole clan. That's insane. Oh, it's a yokai. Oh my god. Oh my god, this house of mirrors! Oh my god, this place is a maze! Oh, the hell no, you say. Oh, the hell no, you say. Madara! They were gonna ship him to Abu Dhabi! Get him out of there! No! No! Yes! Yes, we need to get the Book of Friends before he finds it. Right. Oh my god. Ah. Of course. So they're not going to easily say anything because they don't want him to have it either. Right, exactly. Ah. I'm sure. I'm amazed at these dolls that look like they... Oh, Nanase. Okay. Oh. Quit! Leave this young man alone, sir! Why is it fate? Did his father fight with Reiko? Oh, okay. This is the mansion. Yeah, it's creepy. Oh. Oh my god. Yep. And so the master of the forest is the one that they're, yep, to fight back. I'm sure. Yeah, right. He didn't know where it is. With the arm. Ha! Oh, the bottle with the one in it, the yokai in it. Oh my god. Yes. That's the yokai with him in it. Yes. Uh-huh. Oh, did you now? Uh. Oh. But they could take the Book of Friends just as easily. Ah! Oh my god. Pot monkey! Oh my god. Oh. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ugh. Oh. No. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Ah. Can it though? Exactly. We're gonna quit stealing the discussion points, Natsume. You can't do that, show! You can't make him sound that seductive! You can't do that! No, he's just a boy! Oh my god! Oh my god. Nope. You can't do that, show. You can't get away with doing that. Are you out of your mind? Oh my god. Okay, well, we have to go straight to the next episode, don't we? Yep, we sure do. Oh my god. Okay. Well, guess what, y'all? We're gonna start episode 2 of season 4, and we're gonna do that here in 3, 2, 1, and oh my god, we're gonna skip the intro and just go right into it. Oh, damn it! Oh, Oh my god. Shit! Oh my god! Oh, the Eastern Forest! Oh my god! What an opening! I caught you a delicious bass! Oh my god, Napoleon Dynamite! What? Or that school of his. Well, probably. Oh my god. Yeah, probably. No, correct. Oh. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ooh. Oh. No, he didn't work with the extra. No, I don't think that's the case. Shit. Oh. Come on, Hinaway. When they misunderstand Natsume, go Hinaway! Yes! Well, he wouldn't kidnap any yokai, but he has aligned himself with the Tori. So that's not entirely true. Oh my god, Mitsuru. Oh, Roka. Ooh. Uh! Ooh. Oh, the poor Kappa! Oh. Can you do that? Oh, Kappa! Could you make it to where he forgets the yokai and doesn't see them anymore? Oh. I like the little speck of... He's like, I don't want your shit. Yes. Not in denial! Oh. No. Oh. Oh, dude, don't bring this up. Oh. Dude, not your business. Yeah. Oh, bitch, you don't know me. You don't know my life. Okay, he didn't mention the Fujiwaras. That's a good thing. Ooh. Oh my god. But you don't, bitch, you don't know me. Oh. Bitch. Bitch, you bitch! Don't you speak of them! Don't you speak of them! Yeah! Oh! You haven't been here the last 3 seasons. Well, so do humans. They do the same thing. Yes, there we go. Get away from him! Yeah, get back away from him! Well, they're not very different in ways. Oh my god! Yes! Oh my god! Oh, thank you for saving Natsume from the stranger danger! Thank you! Oh my god. Ooh. Oh, yes. Good job. Good job. Good job. Oh, shit. Oh, oh! No! Damn it! Oh. Oh my god. Oh. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god! Ah! Why is this episode more tense than the last 3 seasons? Why are these episodes more tense than everything we've experienced the last 40 weeks? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, and they can't move. Oh my god. Where's Roka, though? Oh. Oh. The peacefully? What's wrong with that? Oh my god. Just to use. Mitsuru! Wow, she can see him, yeah. Oh my god. Oh, bitch, what? 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 Oh, Fujiwara, Toko's gonna be wondering where he is. Oh my god. Had she fought that woman before with Reiko? Ugh. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. Yeah. Well, could you break out Natsume and then go meet him? Could you do that? At least they didn't tie Natsume up this time. Oh. Well. Come on now. Oh my god. Oh, well, shit, no! What? No! Oh my god. Quit it! No, don't let him have it! Damn it, no, don't! Don't! Shit, no! Oh. Oh, wow. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh no. Oh. Oh. Oh my god. Just smack. Yeah. Oh shit. Well, I was gonna say smack him, but that. Oh, there we go. Oh. 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 Oh shit. Okay. Okay, good. Yay. Yay. Sure you were. Oh. Oh. Oh, I feel like we still have things to do. Oh. Get out of there before he... damn it! No, get out of there! Come on, quit! Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, why? Why can't we have nice things? Yeah, oh, there we go, good. Oh, damn it, why? Why? Oh! Why? Why can't we have nice things? Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Oh. Oh. Oh my God. Oh. Oh, good. We don't have to wait. Is this Toji's voice actor? I love Cousin It with all the hair. Oh. Okay. Oh my God. Oh. Oh my God, hit away! With the scythe, no! Oh my God. Drink the water of life! Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh. Natsume, you got some good company, let me tell you. The dog circle. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, bitch, yes. There we go. There we go. Ooh. I could. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. Oh my God. Oh. Huh. Ah! Oh, uh-huh, sure. Eat more liver, sure. Always by this bridge. Oh. Oh. Mm-hmm. My friends. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Oh, look how much taller he's gotten. Oh. Oh. I feel like Natsume's been growing. I feel like he's been growing already. Oh. Yeah. Uh-huh. How? Oh my gosh. Oh. Oh. Holy shit. I am floored. I am floored, y'all. I am 100% floored. Oh my god. Oh. Holy cow. Oh, this is going to be adorable with the igloo and everything. Why are the Eddies so melodic and beautiful? Oh. We just kicked it up to an 11, and this is the first episode set. Holy cow. Show. What? Oh. And Tanuma standing by him? Hell yeah. Oh. Oh, that's all. That's all. What? Oh, I'm sorry. It's just that the first 2 episodes of season 4 have had more suspense than most of the last 3 seasons. What? Ah! Oh my god. If this is season 4, I'm ready and not ready at the same time. Oh my god. So, okay. All right. Well. So we need to talk about this. Here's the thing. I'm going to give you all a little heads up because I have my handy dandy. I'm a teacher, so I like to be super thoroughly organized. So this is my Sanrio chart of when I get things uploaded and when I plan things on the channel. It's pretty crazy, but that's how I keep track of things. And so I know that we start out season 4 with a 2-parter episode, and then we'll have episodes 42, which is next week, which we'll look at alongside volume 8 of the manga. Then episode 43. And then episode 44 following that, which will be, episodes 3, 4, and 5 of season 4. But then we're going to be watching episodes 6 and 7 of season 4 as a 2-parter. And I was like, okay. And then we have episode 8 that's by itself. But then we have 9 and 10 as a 2-parter. Then 11 and 12 as a 2-parter. And then the season finale. And I was like, we have 4 2-parters in this season. We're going to be done with season 4 by mid-February. And I was like, oh, we're going to go right through this. Oh, so I'm like, having 4 2-parters in a season is wild to me, but I'm like, okay, all right, what? I'm so excited, but I'm like, what the hell, y'all? Oh my God. Okay. So yeah. This episode set was so intense and crazy and setting up lots of things. So if season 1 was about befriending the yokai, season 2 was about getting friends in the human realm, season 3 was about Natsume realizing that he wants to be the liaison between the human and the yokai realms, then is season 4 going to be about, can we keep the Book of Friends safe? Because that seems to be, the Book of Friends is like the little olive branch that connects the 2 realms for Natsume. And luckily, I don't think Matoba knows about the Book of Friends. I still don't think Matoba knows. How he doesn't know by this point is beyond us. But I don't think he knows about the Book of Friends. The yokai know about it, but the yokai do not want Matoba to know about it because they know how secretive he is and how devious he is. And they're like, he would be very dangerous with the Book of Friends. So we don't want him to have that. So, oh my God. So we're going to talk about the OP as we go through the season, so I'm not going to focus on it too much here. But I definitely got the impression from this episode when they're first walking out of the school that the stuff, anytime Sasada's on screen, I'm like, this is anime only. Because Sasada does not exist in the manga anymore. She's moved away. Why they don't just have her move away, I don't know. But I guess maybe she was popular in the anime and the anime crew's like, I don't know, let's just keep her in. So she doesn't do much, but she's not really there. So anytime I see her on screen, I'm like, these are lies. So we'll see what Volume 8 gives us in terms of her presence for the rest of Season 3. But they're planning a meteor shower. The meteor shower all seems to me anime only, like a way to bookend the episode. So we'll just see what the manga ends up giving us on that. But I'm not going to focus too much on the meteor shower. The point is that Natsume starts out getting lured into a trap and taken by the monkey masks, which are these Eastern yokai. I feel like we also had to start out with the episode seeing how Natsume returns the names to see from the Book of Friends, because it's the start of Season 4. It's probably been a good solid year. Like, it says this came out in 2012. Okay, well, Season 3 came out in 2011, so thus it's been a solid year. People may have forgotten some of the mechanics of the Book of Friends, so they had to show it to us. But yeah, this episode immediately starts out with a much different vibe than the last 3 seasons. So the last 3 seasons has been like, oh, there's a creepy ass yokai. Oh, it wants Natsume to give their names back. Or, oh, it wants to threaten Natsume because he's related to Reiko. What's so fascinating is, like, the yokai have seemingly moved on from him being related to Reiko. Now, Nanase hasn't. I wonder if Nanase knew Reiko and they had history together, because Nanase is the one that seems a little bit obsessed with Natsume's bloodlines. And we know that Natsume and Reiko can actually physically hurt the yokai. So they don't need the talismans and the trinkets and all of that. So I'm wondering if Nanase has history with Reiko, and if Reiko maybe had dealings with the Exorcist back long ago. We don't know for sure. We might find that out later. We got 3 seasons to go, y'all. We have 4, 5, 6, and 7. So, we may find out a lot of things. But I feel as if Nanase is the one chasing Natsume because of his bloodlines. Whereas Matoba is just fascinated by Natsume and his philosophy. Nanase is interested in Natsume's bloodlines. Matoba is interested in Natsume's philosophical standpoint with the yokai, which we will talk about later. But this is the first time in an episode that a group of yokai have kind of all ganged up on Natsume. Usually, even in the episode with Taki, and when they were cleaning out the attic and the yokai that were with her grandfather were all there, they didn't necessarily gang up on Natsume. They all were kind of like positioned like a haunted house in different portions, and Natsume could just kind of like run into them one by one and be like, okay, dealt with you, dealt with you, dealt with you. Even in other episodes where multiple yokai have been involved, they've all been single-handedly interacting with Natsume. Here, for the first time, Natsume is having to deal with a group of yokai, and it's a lot more dangerous because he's just one person. Even if he can punch one yokai, he can't punch them all at the same time. And Madara conveniently can help him deal with most of them, but he's, as we've seen, capable of being disposed of by Matoba. So it adds a lot more stakes and tension to this episode, because you're like, what if Matoba fires an arrow at Madara again? What do we do about that? So, in any case, we talk about the Book of Friends, and we kind of get a little flashback to Season 2, and Natsume's like, some yokai just want their names back, some yokai want power, many come to me looking for the Book of Friends. And the thing is, that's not too different from what the humans want. The humans want power, or they want recognition, so there is a lot of similarities between the two groups. Now, one aspect that I thought was really interesting in this episode is that Madara downplays the severity of the situation. Madara's like, oh, well, those little yokai, they probably were just threatened, and, they were just using you and stuff, and they wanted the Book of Friends, but we've moved on past that, don't you worry. And then when we see him interacting with Mitsuru, it's like, oh no, No, Madara knew this was a pretty dangerous situation because he's like, yeah, those guys were actually kind of tough. So what do we do about that? So Madara is lying to Natsume, not out of malice or being mean, but Madara is kind of doing to Natsume what Natsume is doing to the Fujiwaras. Natsume is not telling the Fujiwaras the whole story because he doesn't want them to worry about him. And Madara is not telling Natsume the full story because he doesn't want Natsume to get involved and potentially get hurt. In both instances, it is a sign of care and affection. Madara cares about Natsume. He doesn't want him to get hurt. And that's why he doesn't tell him the full story. Just like how Natsume doesn't want the Fujiwaras to worry about him, which is why he doesn't say anything. And the point of that is it contradicts what Matoba says about Madara. Matoba tells Natsume, he's like, Madara doesn't care about you. He's just after the Book of Friends. He's just using you. Everything Madara does leading up to that moment of that conversation contradicts what Matoba's saying. And I feel like Notori kind of knows. Notori's hung around Natsume long enough that he kind of gets it. He may not agree with it, and it may go against his own philosophy and his own experiences, but he gets it and he respects that Natsume has this relationship with the yokai and with the humans, even if he disagrees with it. And I think that's a key difference between Notori and Matoba. Notori's like, yeah, this is not quite what I would do, and I don't like it, but I respect you, Natsume. You do you. And Matoba's like, what you're doing is wrong, and why are you this way, and why aren't you agreeing with me? So he's a lot more aggressive than Notori. I'm like, oh my God. But yeah, so Madara tries to shove it under the rug, make things seem like they're not as bad as they are. And Natsume notes that he's like, I can't let anyone nefarious get their hands on the Book of Friends. To me, that is the thesis of this season. We got to protect the Book of Friends, because if Matoba got his hands on it and knew what it could do, it would be very, very dangerous. And what makes Matoba scary is that Matoba kind of has a little bit of dirt and blackmail on Natsume. He's like, oh, I know your parents. I know your foster parents you're staying with. It'd be a shame if they found out about you. I'm like, bitch, that's not fair. You can't do that. And the answer is no, he can do that. And that's what makes him so scary. I'm like, Natsume's worked so hard to develop these relationships and to feel comfortable around his friends and family. And you just think you're going to come in and just wreck shit? Like, who do you think you are, Matoba? But he's a leader of a clan, so he thinks he has that right. So we cut to Taki and Tanama. I'm sad we didn't get a lot of Taki and Tanama in this episode set, honestly, but it was chaotic enough. I honestly thought that Taki and Tanama were going to notice Natsume was gone, and whenever he ran out of the room in front of the one friend, I thought that maybe the one friend was going to tell Taki and Tanama and be like, Natsume was super weird and like ran out like he was being attacked by something, but there was nothing there, and they would like pick up. I thought that they might go looking for him and end up getting involved too. But in hindsight, it's good that they didn't get involved, because I don't think they need to be involved with Matoba and all them yet. I feel like at some point they will get involved later on in the series. Like, I could see Natsume's friends sticking up for him against Matoba. And here's the thing, Matoba's an exorcist. He fights yokai, and his skill set is against yokai. He's not going to fight humans. So I have a feeling, my prediction is, and I don't want to know if I'm right, wrong, whatever yet. We'll cross those bridges when we get to them. My prediction is at some point Matoba's going to threaten Natsume, and I feel like it's going to backfire in one of two ways. Either the Fujiwaras are going to be like, we care about you, we've been knowing something's been wrong for a while, and we're still fine with it, and it's going to backfire on Matoba. Or his friends are going to stick up for him, and Matoba's not going to be able to do anything because Matoba's power is against yokai, not humans. So we'll see where that goes and what happens there, but I really thought Tanama and Taki would get involved in this episode, but especially when Taki was like, oh, Natsume's starting to rely on us a little bit more, and Tanama's like, he sure is, but they did not end up having, we had enough going on, but they didn't end up having, getting involved. But Tanama kind of hits the nail on the head when he says that, he's like, I get why Natsume wouldn't want the Fujiwaras knowing about what he does. He's like, because then every time he's a moment late or he doesn't show up, then Toko especially is going to fear the worst. And Taki's like, well, why would you think that? And he's like, because I fear the worst. He's like, ever since that dream where Natsume was eaten by a yokai, he's like, every time he's not here, I get worried. And I'm like, also, boyfriend status with Tanema being like, I worry about him. And I'm like, Natsume's book of boyfriends. Damn it. We just have this. Tanema's so precious. I'm like, yes, he understands and he cares about Natsume. And here's the thing. This is why Taki is not part of the harem anymore. Taki's been booted out of the harem. She's been yeeted out of the harem. Here's why. Because when he goes on that tangent and he gets done and he's like, I worry about him. You know, I keep thinking he might be eaten. So every time he's missing or absent, I'm concerned that something bad's happened to him. She's like, huh. Okay, that's neat. Taki was giving all of the platonic beard vibes in this episode. And I was like, oh, maybe you'll end up with the other classmate. I do like Taki and Tanema together. If you want to ship Taki and Tanema together, that's cool. But I definitely like shipping Tanema and Natsume together. And the more I'm into it, the more I'm into this series, the less I'm shipping Natsume and Taki, and the more Taki is the platonic friend. But there's nothing wrong with that. You need platonic friends, but I end up like shipping her less and less with him. So yeah, he's like, it kind of freaks me out. And he's like, if Toko and them knew, they might freak out too. So I'm glad that the friends understand why Natsume doesn't want to tell the Fujiwaras, and they respect Natsume and they respect his wishes. And they're like, so we don't need to pressure him. And this is why his friends don't need to know and everything like that. But the fact that the one yokai came into the classroom and threatened him in front of everyone, I was like, oh, because normally that doesn't happen. The yokai wait until Natsume's off-school property. It's like a superhero movie where the superhero's like, let's take this to where there can be no collateral damage. And the yokai are like, okay, that didn't happen this time. And we've seen the yokai interact and fight with Natsume in the past at the school, but it's never been in front of his friends where there was considerable danger like there was in this episode. And I was like, oh. And then I love that, again, Sasada doesn't exist in this world anymore. So when she's like, hey, Natsume, he's like, bye. Like, she yeets past her. Right? So he's like, I'm out here in public. And he manages to go into the woods. And then we see Mitsuru. I love Mitsuru. Mitsuru's great. I also like Mitsuru's bottom boyfriend, which is, or maybe not. Maybe the frog is the top in this. Do we even know? They're just sides. That's all they are. They're just sides. They don't actually have a top and bottom relationship. The frog and Mitsuru's relationship is beyond human comprehension. We can't comprehend the positions they can be in. They are yokai beyond our comprehension and sexual understanding. Can I have fan fiction of Mitsuru and the frog? Can I have it? Can I have it? The frog is like the biggest. The frog gets the most game out of this entire series. Calling it now. Like, but I love Mitsuru and his frog boyfriend who just sits on top of Madara like, what of it, bitch? Like, I love it. It's great. But so yeah, that's when Madara reveals he's like, they felt fairly powerful, which is not what he told Natsume. So I'm like, okay, Madara. And Mitsuru's like, yeah, you should probably stay away from the Eastern Forest because it's a forest where the boundaries between the human realm and the yokai are particularly ill-defined, meaning it's ripe for traps and places that could be problematic. And Madara's like, why should I stay away there? And he's like, oh, you should probably stay away because that one guy is there. And it's like, oh, shit. Which I should have realized it, but I was so surprised. I'm like, it doesn't feel like that long ago since we had Matoba enter the fray. Episode 6 and 7 from last season does not seem like that long ago. And maybe it's because Natsume kept bringing them up, but it didn't seem like that long ago. So for him to just pop up at the start of season 4, I was like, oh shit! Especially after the sequences of episode 13 being in volume 7. I was like, oh my god. So they want the Book of Friends for their master, but their master didn't necessarily want the Book of Friends. It's just that they thought if they got it and gave it to him, that's what he would want. Makes sense. Also, the fact that all the talismans and the ropes and everything, I thought it was Notori at first because I saw the little paper doll in the trees, but it wasn't quite the shape of the paper doll that Notori uses. So the fact that it's Matoba makes a lot more sense now that we actually see it. But, oh my god. all of the talismans being set by Matoba and their clan. And then one of them gets captured. Yeah, so one of them gets captured by this yokai that is sick, that gets sicked on them from Matoba. The animation in this episode set was incredible. The animation was amazing. They were like, oh, we know Suabe's coming on screen, so we need to up the ante. Yeah, and the fact that he catches it, the little homunculus in the flask. The moment I saw that hand in that black kimono, I was like, bitch, it's him. It's him. It's Suabe. Oh my god. I'm like, oh no. I'm like, Natsume needs an adult, but you're not the one, sir. Please stop. What's also so scary about this episode set is that we were on Matoba's home turf. We were at his family mansion with all of his exorcist minions and underlings, and Nanase doing flower arrangements there, because what else is she gonna do? And there was dungeons, and there was like all the different rooms that connected, like a labyrinth. It was creepy. It was cool. But we were on his home turf where he would have the hometown advantage. The only thing is, I feel like Matoba, he's interested in Natsume, but he doesn't consider Natsume a threat. He doesn't consider him a threat. He just is curious about Natsume and his philosophy. Nanase considers him a threat because she knows Reiko, and she knows what Reiko was capable of. Apparently, we don't know the full story, but it seems that way, and that's why she doesn't underestimate Natsume, whereas Matoba's just like, oh, he's just a kid. I'm just interested in him. It's fine. And Nanase's like, I don't know. Seems like we should probably pay more attention to him. But yeah, Natsume's like, I don't want to see this man. And so yeah, all these traps and everything. And then, of course, I'm like, the moment he saw the mansion, I'm like, don't do it, Natsume. And then he gets kidnapped. Could everyone that kidnaps Natsume, I like that they didn't do it in episode 2, but could everybody kidnapping Natsume stop trying to tie him up like he's in some kind of bondage? Please stop. He's a child. He's 15, I think. Leave him alone. Damn it. I also like the warning for this episode. It was like, there was like a 12 and over warning, and it was like profanity. I'm like, who's saying profanity in this? And like possible spooky violence. Yeah. So he manages to get out of there and go through. The moment that he walks into the room where Madara is, the moment he walks in and sees all the little dolls, I instantly thought of Paprika. Yeah, so all the little dolls sitting there, I know that they're culturally significant, but if you've ever watched the movie Paprika, which the reaction's on my Patreon, they look like the one dolls that are in Paprika, and I was like, ooh, and instantly was like, oh my god. But all the tools, all of the talismans, everything, and then of course, like adding insult to injury, they just shove Madara into the trash. So yeah, I love it. I love the scene where he rescues Madara. It's super cute. The other yokai would know what to do with it if they found out. They're not. I like that basically what helps Natsume in this moment is that the other yokai don't want Matoba to get the Book of Friends. So they're not going to tell him about it. So as long as Natsume can keep the book from him and keep his mouth shut, we could be okay. But yeah, so then Nanase is sitting there, you know, flower arranging. And they're like, if we're going to find the master of the forest, we need to do it today. And then Matoba's like, nope, I found my boyfriend again. I'm not interested anymore. I feel like Nanase is probably annoyed somewhat because they have all of these missions and they're like, hey, we need to find this powerful yokai. And Matoba's like, but my boyfriend's in town. I can't do it. And it's like, what? So I feel like Nanase is like, like you should abandon Natsume and go do your job. But they doesn't care about Roka by the end of this, right? Misuzu said that Matoba's had a mansion in the eastern forest and that they use it as a base to hunt yokai. And the exorcism business hasn't been booming lately, so they haven't been using it as much, but I guess their leader has returned. The mansion's like overrun and like has all these vines on it and is hidden. I'm very curious by the prospect of the exorcism business isn't booming anymore. And I wonder if it's something like, I've only watched the first 2 seasons of Demon Slayer, so I can't say too much about it. But in that series, there's kind of like this sort of like it's on the cusp of feudalism and modernism where the uses of the demon slayers seem to, in modern times, not be as needed or well known or accepted culturally. So I wonder if something similar is tying to the exorcisms, to the exorcists, and if they're like a dying art, like just viewed as witches, you know? I feel like that could be interesting to see develop in this series. We'll see if that goes. So Natsume's trying to piece everything together. They're trying to find the Book of Friends. Thank God Matoba doesn't put two and two together. They find the homunculus jar with the little monkey mask in there, and they manage to save him. But I'm sorry, the moment that Matoba's like, oh, he knows where they're going. The moment that that door opens up and he grabs Natsume's wrist and slides in there and says, oh, it's been a long time, Natsume Takashi-kun, and looks down at him with that seductive stare, I was like, one, Natsume is a minor, sir. Leave him alone. And two, you can say that to me instead. I was like, oh, no, like that seductive voice of Suabe. I was like, it's so easy to be tricked by his witchcraft, by his voicely witchcraft. I was like, ah, damn it. I'm so glad that y'all recommended I watch episode 2 with episode 1, because if I had to stop there, Also, Suabe is criminal that his voice is that smooth. It is criminal that he has such a good voice. When I try to explain to people how like asexuality spectrum works, and people are like, oh, like, what are you? I'm like, I'm attracted to voices. Voices slay me. I'm like, you give me a deep, smooth voice, and you might as well be giving me a foot massage. Or a neck massage or whatever sounds great. I'm just like, voices send me, and a good voice, I'm like, oh, butter on my steak. It's just like, And Suabe's voice is just like, yes, like, I don't care about what's below your neck. I care about what's in your vocal cords. Like, just, so good. I'm sorry. The end of episode 1 was so satisfying, and I'm going to go back and listen to that one part 1,000 times over again. I'm going to have it on loop. So episode 2. Talk about episode 2. The way the OP ends with Natsume laughing with Toko and Shigure, these bonds are going to get tested, because the moment that Matoba revealed he knows about the Fujiwaras, I'm like, all of my worst fears realized at once. Maybe we'll get past it, who knows, but damn, you snuck in here just like a cat or a yokai. Or both! Or like Madara! Or like both! I don't like how seductive that Matoba is towards Natsume, and Natsume's like, please stop. Please leave me alone. What's interesting in the manga, and I didn't talk about this in the intro, is that Natsume has... I want to say that he's kind of like, in some of the Donmai that I've read, he's kind of like Shilien in Heaven Official's Blessing, where Shilien often in that series feels somewhat feminized, and they constantly throughout the story are like, I'm a man. Don't feminize me. Don't do this. And they constantly struggle with like their masculinity and their strength. And I feel like in the manga, there are several instances so far where Natsume makes a point to say like, well, I'm manly. I'm a guy. I don't want to be seen as feminine. There's one scene where the one yokai is carrying him, and he's like, in his inner monologue in the manga, he goes, I don't know, this feels really awkward to be carried by a woman. And there's nothing wrong with that. Women can carry men. It's fine. But Natsume, it feels like, and he's also talked to Shigure about feeling like he's frailer and not as strong. And then at the end of this episode where Shigure is like, you'll grow into that sweatshirt. You'll grow this year. You'll still go. It feels like Natsume struggles with some inner security with his masculinity and his appearance. And whenever Matoba is like standing over him in this very dominant stance, it also feels like that subliminally is being called into question as well. So I feel for Natsume. I feel like when you're a teenager, it's very easy to not be comfortable in your own skin. And so Natsume is kind of quite honest, refreshingly so, about that insecurity, which is so interesting. But Matoba being like, I just wanted to talk to you. And like, where's your cat? And Natsume's like, I don't want to talk to you about this. I like that Natsume is just like, I don't like you. Natsume's so kind, but he's like, I just don't like you, Matoba. And it's like, leave me alone. Also, Hinoue. Hinaway being MVP in this episode, she was like, you don't mess with Natsume. She's like, And we could argue that she doesn't want Natsume messed with because she is a big fan of Reiko. Hinaway seemed to know Nanase as well. I wonder if Hinaway has worked with Reiko and knows Nanase, and Nanase is like, let's retreat. We know what she's capable of. I mean, I'm just saying there might be something there that we don't know about. But then the poor Kappa, the poor little Kappa. Oh my God. The Kappa was basically being Napoleon Dynamite, where he was just like, he yells up and he's like, I caught some delicious minnow. I got him a delicious bass. And I couldn't show him. I was like, this poor innocent Kappa. He's like, I wanted to give Natsume some of these minnows I caught, but he's nowhere to be found. And Hinaway's like, are they after the Book of Friends? Like, Hinaway instantly is like, is this all a repeat of history? What are we doing? And so they're like, he refused to give us the Book of Friends, and he worked with an exorcist and kidnapped our friend. Now, here's the thing. Hinaway says that I don't have a reason to save them, but I don't like when people misunderstand Natsume. And she says Natsume would never ally with an exorcist or kidnap a yokai. Now, one of those things is true. I don't think that Natsume would ever kidnap a yokai. That doesn't seem in his business. But here's the rub of it. He has allied himself with an exorcist before. He has worked with Notori. And that whole thing with the one yokai that got mad because he saw Notori and Natsume together, Kai, that whole story with Kai where Kai was mad and felt betrayed, I'm like, Hinaway, has Hinaway seen him with Notori? Does she know that he's worked with Notori? I feel like that's going to come up if she hasn't, because she makes a pretty bold statement about that. And then Mitsuru shows up and he's fine. Everybody just runs away from him. And they're like, okay, a powerful yokai named Roka. I feel like Roka's VA is the same as Toji from Jujutsu Kaisen, the same as Adam from Skate the Infinity. I want Roka's Japanese VA from Natsume. I want to know who it is. Who is his voice actor? That's all I want to know. Tell me your secrets. It is, who is the voice actor? Give me the voice actor. Just tell me. It is it Kamiya? Kamiya? Yes, Hiroshi Kamiya. Who does what? Where have I seen them? Is it, come on now. I was like, give me some things. Law's his voice actor. Okay, it's the same one as Law is Roka. Okay. Oh, no, wait. It's not. What? No, Kamiya does the voice of him? What? Really? Kamiya did the voice of... Oh, that's Natsume. Damn it, no. No! I want to know Roka's voice actor. I was looking at the wrong thing. Yeah, okay, Kazuya. Kazuya, yes, okay. And Kazuya voices Tell Me Your Secrets, damn it. Kazuya has voiced a lot of different characters. But wait, has he not? What the fudge? I guess he hasn't. He sounded kind of like the voice actor for Toji, so that's... I guess I'm wrong. Never mind. Never mind. Forget that. Anyway. Okay. So yeah. So they end up being like, all right, so we need to go find Roka because something seems amiss. So we're going to go check that out. Meanwhile, we have this lovely dinner scene between Natsume and Matoba. And y'all. I'm just like, this whole thing with Matoba and Natsume in this conversation where he's talking about you interest me. And he says, I did my research on you. And I was like, oh no. And he reveals what he knows. And the way he just like, here's the thing. He just brings up all of this stuff about Natsume's past. And I'm like, that is none of your business. And you can tell Natsume's really rattled by it because not only does he reveal that he knows that Natsume's been passed around from family to family, he reveals that Natsume's been in an orphanage, which I didn't recall. Maybe it was mentioned in the manga before, but he mentions that. And he talks about like all the pain and suffering that he's gone through. And it's kind of like, he's like, oh, you can see the yokai, but others can't. And he's like, living like that. He's like, if you join me, you won't have to worry about that. And I was like, asking him to join the Matoba clan was so crazy. I was like, of course Natsume's not going to do that. But that's quite, in that moment, Matoba's like, well, I understand how things are for you. It felt like, again, he's like, no one here is going to be scared or put off. And then Matoba says to him, he says, you'll be spared the pain of living with those who do not understand. And Natsume's like, no, absolutely not. And he's like, oh, why? And he's like, it has been difficult at times, but I've met many kind people. I like his tea has like the little speck in it to show that like something's off. Also, Matoba kind of looks fondly at him when he says that, like, oh, you sweet summer child, is that really what you think? What I like about this scene is it reveals something very explicit between Matoba and Notori. Because Notori, here's the thing, Notori's offered the same thing to Natsume. And in the manga, there was a scene where Notori was like, oh, you live with the Fujiwaras and you have a good life right now. Okay, well, when that doesn't work out for you anymore, you can come stay with me. And it's Notori respecting Natsume's wishes to stay with his family and have his friends, but it also shows Notori's doubt that things are going to be able to stay good for Natsume and that it could very well go to hell. And he's like, when that happens, you know, I probably didn't have somebody to loan me a place to stay, but I'm going to offer you that courtesy that I wasn't given. And I'm like, okay. Here, Matoba is not saying that it could happen. And, you know, if something happens, you know, break glass in case of emergency. No, Matoba's like, hey, that glass is going to break your hand and cut it and make you bleed. Come over here and then we'll make sure that you don't have to break the glass in the first place. And it's like he's just automatically saying that it's not going to work out. And then him bringing up the Fujiwaras, I was like, don't you dare. He's like, do they know and accept everything about you? And I'm like Matoba instantly taps into all of Natsume's insecurities. And we see Toko like looking at the clock, seeing that it's late and he isn't home yet. He's like, do the two of them know what you see? And Natsume's like, that is not any of your concern. Our poor guy. He's like, and then Matoba, of course, is like, well, I'm not done talking. Here's the thing. When Natsume walks away from Notori lets him go. He's like, I'll give him space. Let him go. Matoba is like, I'm not done talking. And I'm like, that's why I kind of have a soft spot for Notori and Natsume. Because I'm like, oh, when Natsume grows up, maybe. But Matoba don't respect boundaries. And that's a problem. And then he says, I don't understand. I thought the cold treatment you received from others as you grew up would lead you to be entranced by the yokai, and you would side with them. But it doesn't seem to be the case. And then he's like, well, why do you side with the yokai? He's like, you clearly aren't siding with them because you hate humans. And I've tried to tell you that there are humans that will accept you like my clan. So why do you think you can have it both ways? And I'm like, because of the Book of Friends, because of Reiko, because of Madara, because of his experiences. It's like, it's a perfect example of not everybody that goes through trauma handles it the same way. And it's like someone can go through something and find solace within it and move forward, and others can't. And I've seen that through series that I've reacted to and the comment section where people have talked about it. And I've seen it in real life. So it's like, yeah, no, Natsume, just because he's suffered like you have, does not mean that you both are on the same frequency. And he's like, but that's not all. Some aren't like that. And he's like, have you met many like that? Or do you think yokai and people are the same? And it's like, well, yeah, in ways they kind of are. And that's when Madara shows up. Oh, I love Madara breaking through this. It's so good. I think if Natsume wasn't around because Matoba has hurt Madara, I think Madara would try to kill Matoba if he had the option. I think he would. I think in the end he would. But he knows Natsume would never approve of that, so he's like, no. Meanwhile, Mitsuru and them are showing up against Nanase and them, but he's like, don't get any ideas, Exorcist. Oh, he's just terrifying. And he's like, oh, you'd want to kill me. You'd be quite useful. I'm like, don't kidnap Madara and try to bend him to your will. No, absolutely not. But, I hate it. So then Matoba was going to literally stab Madara. Matoba was going to kill him. And whether or not he was testing Natsume or not, he's like, the yokai have stolen away your heart. And you need to wake up. I'm like, oh no. Matoba is dangerous. And the fact that he'd be willing to hurt yokai and possibly people, he's so dangerous. And I'm like, nope, nope. Red flag, alert, alert, get away from Natsume right now. Like, you get them shiny knives away from him, sir. And that's when he says that Madara doesn't care about him, that the yokai are just using him. And Natsume's like, no, you can't harm him. And that's when Mitsuru and all them show up. Hinoue shows up. I love that Hinoue shows up in front of Nanase and says, oh, the exorcists are involved. And he says, who are you? And where is my master Natsume Dono? And then, of course, that's when Nanase is like, shit, he has friends. Nanase has seen the entourage that Natsume has. She's seen Mitsuru and Hinoue, the others, Madara. She's like, Natsume's got like some powerful allies here, you know? And not all of them are under his control. So this is going to be pretty dangerous. And I don't think Matoba fully understands nor cares what Nanase's view are, but he should. So yeah. So then they contemplate whether or not to get Roka involved. Meanwhile, Natsume and Madara are in the jail cell. And what I like best is that Natsume is not influenced by what Matoba said. He's worried about the Fujiwaras knowing about his secret. Sure. But he is not convinced by Matoba that Madara is against him or that he should change his ways. One thing I like about Natsume as a protagonist is that he is very full of resolve and self-determination, right? He may harm himself sometimes, which is problematic, and he may not rely on his friends enough, which is a problem, but when it comes to Natsume having resolve, he has quite a bit of it. And I like that about his character an awful lot. And I like that. I like that he's not one of those protagonists that's easily swayed by a villain's monologue, as some are. He's actually quite assured of himself. So then I was worried that the monkey masks would get a hold of the Book of Friends by using the spears, but they don't. The one friend manages to talk him out of it to protect Natsume, which is super kind of him. But then when the spear shows back up and that got dropped down in the cell, I was fully anticipating that spear was going to be used. Also, I realized I just paused the screen on this moment where Natsume's eyes are closed and Matoba's come up and he's like, damn it. I do like that they show heights in this, where we see how much taller Matoba is actually from Natsume. He's like taller than Shigure, which is interesting. I swear Natsume has been growing taller as the series has gone on. He just hasn't shot up yet. I'm waiting for Natsume to be as tall as Shigure and that to be like the height check and monitoring, but yeah. So then I like that Matoba, well, I don't like this part, but I like that Matoba, he is convinced that Natsume controls the other yokai, which the funny thing is he has the means to control the other yokai, but he's not controlling the other yokai. That's the point. But he does the curse to make the one yokai feel pain, and Natsume is like, stop it. And I was waiting for Natsume to hit Matoba to make him stop, but that's when the yokai stops him, so that makes sense of why he's not allowed to do that. It's just mean, and Natsume's like, you shouldn't do that. And then Madara's like, you can tell me to stop holding back if you want, Natsume, but we're gonna get out of here right now. And then they escape, and I'm like, oh, thank God. And the little yokai, the monkey mask, he's like, I don't understand. He's like, why would you save me? And he's like, my body just moved on its own, and the Book of Friends is important to me. I love that these yokai are all seeing like what a kind person Natsume is. Madara will warn him that's to his discredit, but... And so, yeah, then they all show up. We can't have nice things, and it takes Roka showing up for them to, like, finally leave him alone. But I do love Madara when he grabs Natsume in his mouth. He could have ate him. He could have ate him and take the Book of Friends, right? I love that. I love the concept that, again, because Matoba says that Madara is just using Natsume to his own agenda. But in this moment, Madara could have ate Natsume. He could have ate him. He had him in his mouth. He could have ate him and took the Book of Friends for himself. But instead, he's like, he and the Book of Friends are going back to where they belong. I'm his bodyguard after all. Come after him again, and you'll have to deal with me and not the Exorcist. Come whenever you like. And I'm like, oh, Madara, sweetheart, you are fooling nobody. Nobody at this point. Now, Hinaway said something about using the Book of Friends to make Natsume forget about the yokai. And so I'm like, is that foreshadowing that whenever he gives all the names back, he's going to forget about them? We don't know. Don't answer that question for me. We'll find out as we go. But I was like, Anyway, so Roka shows up. Everything's fine. He's like, I wasn't going to steal the book. And I love that his posse and him, I love Hinaway has a damn scythe. That's so good. But they take him back. And then that's when Nanase's like, yeah, he has some powerful allies because they destroy all the talismans in the forest and everything that was allowing Matoba to hunt there and track down Roka, they've basically destroyed inadvertently, but Nanase views it as a threat. What's interesting to me is, well, first of all, Mitsuru is like, you could have just given them the Book of Friends. And Natsume's like, but if I did that, would they return the names in my place? If not, then I can't do that. I'm like, oh, look at you. And Mitsuru's like, okay. So Nanase tells Matoba, he's too powerful. All of our servant yokai together might not be enough to hurt him. Matoba doesn't look concerned in the least. Matoba feels like he's just pleased as punch. He's found his newest obsession and wants to know why Natsume is the way that he is. And that concerns me to no end. And he's like, the ruler of the forest was that Roka yokai. If that's the case, then there may be nothing more we can use here. Like, there's no point. So then Nanase's like, we're abandoning the forest. And he's like, yes, but there are many ways to do things. So I don't feel comfortable this season. Like, Matoba's such a threat. I'm like, no, leave Natsume alone, y'all. But anyway, so they go and see the meteor shower. I like the one little yokai apologizes. Feels like it's anime only, but I'll take it. The Kappa finally gets to give his minnows to Natsume, which is great. And then he says, yeah, he's like, I have all these friends. Will I ever be able to talk about this feeling? And then we see him back with Toko and Shigure. And she makes him pinky promise that he won't be late without telling her. Aw. I like that he wears Shigure's sweater. That's so cute. And he's like, it may be time for me to stop looking away and to know for real. He's like, should I just go forward? I've decided to protect the Book of Friends. And I've decided to live accepting what I hear and see. Yep. So we'll see. We'll see if he's able to protect the Book of Friends and be with Toko and all of them. I like the fact that Natsume's like, I want to protect the Book of Friends. I want to enjoy my life with the yokai and the humans. And now it's a matter of, is he ever going to be able to tell Toko and Shigure and the other two friends about the yokai? Tanama and Taki know. Sasada's not really there, but she kind of knows. So what do we do with that? What a start to season 4. I'm sure I missed many things that you all will talk about, but I've talked for nearly 50 minutes about this 2-parter, and this video is going to be over 2 hours long, I'm sure. So I'm so curious to hear your thoughts down below, but season 4, y'all, let's do it to it. So I hope y'all have a wonderful week. Please stay safe, take care, and yeah, I'll be back very soon with episode 42, aka season 4, episode 3 of Natsume's Book of Friends. Bye.